Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another anime review. And today I'm going to share my thoughts on Hellsing Ultimate, which is a 10 episode OVA series that ran from 2006 to 2012 and I believe adapts the whole manga. I mean, the manga is only 10 volumes and this being an OVA, each episode ranges in length from 42 minutes being the shortest to 68 minutes being the longest in the last episode. And the manga has since been completed from 1997 to 2008. And there was also another anime series that ran from 2001 to 2002. That only had 13 episodes and the standard 22-minute episodes. So I've never watched the other anime, nor have I read the manga. But just based on how this starts and how it ends, I would assume that this adapts the whole manga. So if anyone's read the manga and recommends that, definitely leave a comment. But I fucking love this. From the absurdity of how crazy the plot is to the animation, and me being a guy that really doesn't like CGI. There is CGI here, but it's not terrible. We'll look at terrible, we'll look at Chainsaw Man, right? But the CGI is not terrible. It's used quite well, particularly when Alucard using his gun and when the fucking Zeppelin's flying around and all that crazy shit. But not for the faint of heart, because there's blood everywhere. Of course, it's about vampires and also Nazi vampires and werewolves and you name it. But yeah, the fucking tremendous English dub. I watched it dubbed, of course. Alucard voiced by Crispin Freeman, who is a very underrated voice actor. He's great. I loved him as Holland in Eureka 7. He's been in quite a few things. Very underappreciated, Albedo in Xenosaga. Very underappreciated in my opinion, but he's fucking incredible. You can look up a compilation on YouTube to just hear his Alucard, in particular his laugh, and does a fantastic job there. They also had a lot of English and Scottish voice actors to really fit the tone here. Normally, I wouldn't like that, because I always hate when video games like Dragon Quest XI use the British voice actors. But here it works because we're set in England and we're dealing with the Nazis. We have the major of his Nazi accent and stuff like that. So it fits here. And also we had more household names like Yuri Lowenthal, who voices a character Pip Bernadotte, and I didn't even recognize it was Yuri Lowenthal until I looked up the cast. And also Laura Bailey, who voices Schrodinger, who, again, is another associate of the Major, and I didn't know it was Laura Bailey. And then also we have, Patrick Seitz, who you'd recognize his voice, and he doesn't try to hide it. So, but yeah, the plot of this, it follows Alucard the vampire, who is under control of Sir Integra Hellsing, who is the latest heir in the Hellsing family, and they go around protecting England from ghouls and vampires and other abnormalities until they come in contact with the Major, who is the thought to be dead, Major in the Nazi army, who has come back after 50 years with his associates, the Doctor, the Captain, Schrodinger, Rip Van Winkle, and an assortment of Nazi vampire soldiers who just want to lay waste, and the Major wants his revenge on Alucard because you find out later that he's turned into a robot. just shows you how fucking absurd it all is. And then there's, of course, great side characters like Ceres Victoria, which, holy shit, dude. Talk about a sexy vampire waifu chick who starts out as the little police girl who, in the first episode, we see this battle with the vampires just killing all these police officers, and Ceres is the lone survivor, and as Alucard is laying waste, he asks her what she wants to do, and he turns her into a vampire. And really, Alucard is definitely the most badass character, but in terms of, character growth and having a complete arc, Ceres, from turning into the police girl to badass vampire at the end, great character arc, and holy fuck, she was great. Walter, who is the butler of Sir Integra Hellsing, who, also known as the Angel of Death, who has these crazy powers and shit. Luke and John Valentine, who appear in episode 2, and they sort of hype them up like they're gonna probably be the big bads, especially because I recognized Patrick Seitz' voice right away with Luke, and they fucking job out to Alucard, and his badass transformation where he turns into a fucking werewolf, or not a werewolf, but a wolf, with the Cromwell invocation, and he does like this hand pose like this or whatever. You see like the Illuminati eye. There's a lot of like occult imagery and satanic imagery, mind you, but some good shit, man. Like I have a bunch of like the tabs open with screenshots just to explain, but it's so absurd as to like what goes on here. You know, like the English government is calling on Sir Integra and Alucard to protect them from the Nazi vampires. And also, how can I forget, Father Alexander Anderson, who has the Scottish accent, is so fucking badass, and he's part of the Iscariot organization who serves under the Vatican. and they're a group out there who's killing the vampires too, but they're also, and the thing is, like, Hellsing and Alucard are killing the evil vampires despite him being a vampire, but because they serve under the Vatican, they're the nasty Protestants, while we're the good Catholics. So there's like a holy war going on, and the fucking battle, the first battle between Anderson and Alucard is so fucking badass, and Alucard has like his laugh, like ha 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 ha, like I can't even do it. It's so fucking good, but by Christian Freeman doing the laugh, and he's like, I haven't had this much fun in ages. Like his voice acting was so fucking good, and Anderson like holding like 6 of the blessed blades at once, and you see later, like as Alucard kills everyone, he consumes them. Like he defeats Rip Van Winkle and Luke Valentine, and he's able to summon them again, and it's like, holy fuck, some crazy shit going on. So it's very difficult to like explain the whole thing that goes on. I should almost like review each OVA just because they're pretty much their own movies. But it all goes together. Like I love Ceres's transformation too. How she's afraid to drink the blood, but once she finally does, she turns it. Her suit from yellow turns red with blood and gets even sexier. And she's like wielding these 2 machine guns, just blasting away, shooting down the one Zeppelin blimp. It's like, holy fuck. And then eventually with Pip, there's like a little relationship going on with the 2 of them, and he ends up sacrificing himself, and she fuses with him, and then the captain, who doesn't say anything, turns into a werewolf later on, but doesn't say anything, and just his whole look, where he has the hat on, and he has the trench coat covering his mouth, so all you see like is his one red eye, because the hair is covering the other eye. The whole aesthetic of the thing, fucking badass. You gotta watch this for yourself. I mean, I'm sure you can find it on the internet. I might be on streaming services. I don't know how much the Blu-ray costs. I have the Blu-ray, which I think Funimation put this out, so is Funimation still around anymore? Who the fuck knows? But good shit. I'm gonna show you some screenshots now, just so we can show you like just how fucking badass this show was. So just go watch it. The fucking voice acting, the music too, the fucking music in this show, incredible, man, incredible. Oh my god. So we'll start over here with just, I mean, I guess I can zoom in with all these, but there's so much. Ah, fuck, human. What the hell is that? God damn, I'm clicking everything. It's going all over the place. We want to go back to Alucard, but all right. So here's illustrations and yeah, the manga. I mean, you see it all. I had everything lined up just for the anime images, but now I gotta scroll back down here. So yeah, here's like the images of Alucard and just like the whole aesthetic of him. And yeah, the one, he has 2 guns. One of them's called the Jackal. I forget what the other one was called, but one's called the Jackal, which Walter gave to him. This is when he came in contact with Ceres. And there is some like humor and jokey scenes in it, especially with like Ceres and Schrodinger, where they make like the goofy faces, like look at her face, like, what do you mean, sir? I'm a vampire? And yeah, what I mean by character growth with Ceres, like all throughout the show, Alucard refers to her as the police girl until later on he's like, my little Ceres Victoria, and he calls her Ceres Victoria at the end. Some good shit. There she is. You know, you got all this cool shit. This is the first fight against Father Anderson of the Iscariot organization. We will kill you, you lowly Protestants. We have orders of the Vatican. Like, dude, if you ever see this show and you're like seeing these images, which of course none of them are loading now, you gotta watch it. I want to see the one. Here's Walter, the butler. Right. This is when he uses the Cromwell invocation, restriction number 1. With like the Illuminati eyes and everything. And he summons, I think he calls this thing like the Hound of Baskerville. Yeah, the Baskerville. The Hound of Baskerville. And he fucking eats Luke Valentine. Oh, man. But yeah, of course, Alucard is an anagram for Dracula. Count Dracula. I mean, I could theoretically zoom in on all these. Oh, this was fucking badass, too. When they're having the standoff with... It's better I show you this one first. They're having the standoff with Anderson and the captain. And it goes around like all that. And yeah, the Vatican summons the Crusaders. There's like the Knights of Malta. And all these holy warriors. Which I saw some reviews online of this before I recorded my own. You know, I do my own thing here. And people are like afraid to say Nazi and the Knights of Malta and the Vatican and stuff in their videos for fear of demonetization. Like, are we really afraid of that? You fucking pussies. There's the Nazi vampires. I mean, like, what? How else are we supposed to call it? I saw this one fucker, he's like, the Mustache Man Army. Like, you fucking pussy. Just call it like it is. So you get the idea with how badass everything is. Here's Sir Integra Hellsing. Well, she has a crazy-ass name. Sir Integra Fairbank Wingate's Hellsing. And she's a complete badass, always smoking a cigar with her right-hand man, Walter. Ceres, who, I'm telling you, dude, she is absolute waifu material. This is when she drinks the blood. I'd let her suck my blood, let me tell you. So, she comes in. This is when she like has her first real transformation, fighting against John Valentine. Oh, they're copping a feel on her. And then she transforms and starts fucking him up. Oh man, so awesome. And yeah, here's again like some of the goofy scenes, like when she runs into Schrodinger, who's a cat, by the way. Showing more of the absurdity. Yeah, this is like she gets these 2 giant fucking machine guns and starts firing away. Is this a GIF? It looks like it might be a GIF, but it's not. And yeah, then she has like a true transformation where her suit turns red. Right? And this is her against the captain. Here's Alexander Anderson. Dude's like he's holding 8 blades. Oh, and this is pure Kino. Let me see if I can find this screenshot. When he's dueling against Alucard, and you see on his glove there, it says, Jesus Christ is in heaven. Look at how, and he's holding it like a cross. Oh, man. I'm gonna have to watch this show again. This was fucking awesome. Look at the blood everywhere. This is Enrico Maxwell, who is in charge of the Iscariot and taking orders from the fucking Pope, supposedly. Luke Valentine. This is Luke and John Valentine, which when they appear, I'm like, these guys are gonna be like made villains. They died in the fucking episode they appeared in. And he had these cool moves. Now with John, let me see if I can, is there a screenshot of that? He's yeah, he was battling Walter. Is this the screenshot? Well, Walter uses like his wire magic or whatever, and hooks. He has a piercing right there on his face, and he like rips the piercing off. There's fucking blood everywhere. But yeah, Walter, what a complete badass he is, using like this string ability. He's known as the Angel of Death. The Captain, this guy's look. And these are the big villains. The oh, they're not showing it big. The Millennium. The Captain, the Major, and all that. And he transforms into a werewolf. Let's see the Major. The fucking Nazi Major. I mean, look at this fucker. And he's a robot. Let's see. Did we see? Yeah. At the end, we find out that he's a robot. And that's why he lived 50 years later. But fucking hell. Yeah, let me show you Ceres again with the manga page. Because holy hell. Look at her. Waifu material. So anyway, I fucking love this show. I highly recommend it. It's got so much great action, the voice acting, the music, everything, man. The battles, the fights. It was fucking incredible. I don't even really know how to review it. Like, just fucking watch it. It's that good. It's the absurdity of it all, where you have like the forces of the Vatican, Nazi vampires, Alucard and his forces in Hellsing, the British army. Like, it's like, holy hell, what were they smoking with this? It was fucking great. So anyone who's read the manga or watched the other anime series, let me know if that's worth checking out, or if I got my fill with this. But I might check it out anyway, regardless of your comments, just because I enjoyed it so much. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thought in the comments down below, and stay tuned for more videos coming soon.